The White Guard, Mikhail Bulgakov's first major novel, offers a vivid and personal portrayal of the Russian Civil War and the collapse of the old order following the Russian Revolution of 1917. Set primarily in the Ukrainian city of Kiev, referred to as Kiev in the novel, The White Guard tells the story of the Turbin family, specifically the siblings Alexei, Elena, and Nikolka, and their experiences during the chaotic and violent events that unfold in their city. The novel takes place during the winter of 1918 to 1919, as the Turbins, who are loyal to the Russian monarchy and the White Army, face the political and military turmoil brought about by the collapse of the Tsarist regime and the advance of the Bolsheviks and Ukrainian nationalist forces. The Whites, composed of those who support the old order, are engaged in a losing battle against the Reds, the forces of revolution. The narrative captures the confusion, despair, and fear that permeates Kiev as various factions, Bolsheviks, Ukrainian nationalists under Simon Petliura, and German forces vie for control of the city, which is on the brink of total collapse. Alexei Turbin, a doctor and former officer in the Russian Imperial Army, becomes the central figure of the novel as he navigates both personal and political crises. Along with his brother Nikolka and close friends who are also military officers, Alexei joins the White Guard in defense of the city. However, the situation rapidly deteriorates as the forces of Petliura, bolstered by local peasants, overrun Kiev, forcing the white officers to flee. In this chaos, Alexei is gravely injured, and the family faces separation and uncertainty about their future. At the heart of the novel is the Turbin family's close-knit bond and their desperate attempts to maintain some semblance of normalcy amid the horrors of war. Elena, the eldest sibling, remains at home, caring for her husband and holding the family together, while Nikolka, the youngest brother, faces his own coming-of-age struggles as he steps into adulthood during this period of turmoil. The novel also portrays a host of secondary characters, friends, neighbors, and comrades in arms, each struggling to survive in a rapidly changing world. The novel's portrayal of war is deeply personal and intimate. Rather than focusing on grand battles or historical events, Bulgakov's lens is primarily on the psychological and emotional toll of the war on individuals, particularly the members of the Turbin family. Their sense of loss, disillusionment, and confusion as the old social order disintegrates around them is a central theme. The shifting political allegiances in the city reflect the uncertainty and fluidity of this historical moment, as characters must constantly reassess their loyalties in the face of new realities. Bulgakov's personal experiences during the Civil War, having served as a military doctor, lend the novel a sense of authenticity and emotional depth. The novel blends historical reality with elements of the fantastic, as Bulgakov uses dreams, symbolism, and surreal imagery to heighten the emotional stakes of the narrative. Despite the grim subject matter, there are moments of dark humor, irony, and even absurdity, which became hallmarks of Bulgakov's later works. Themes and ideas in the novel. The collapse of the old order and disillusionment. At its core, The White Guard is a novel about the collapse of the old order and the disillusionment that follows. The Turbin family, along with many of their friends, represent the educated Russian middle and upper classes who were loyal to the monarchy and the empire. They are caught in the tide of history as the revolution dismantles everything they once believed in. Through the characters' despair and confusion, Bulgakov captures the sense of loss and displacement felt by those who had been aligned with the old regime. The novel does not romanticize the past or the monarchy, but it does highlight the personal and emotional cost of the upheaval. The Turbins' belief in the traditional values of duty, honor, and loyalty to the Russian Empire is contrasted with the chaos and opportunism of the revolutionary forces. However, there is no glorification of the Whites either. Rather, Bulgakov portrays them as flawed, sometimes incompetent, and ultimately outmatched by the forces of history. The fragility of human life and fate. Another major theme in The White Guard is the fragility of human life and the role of fate in shaping individual destinies. The novel shows how war can suddenly, and often arbitrarily, alter the course of people's lives. Alexei's near-fatal injury is a prime example of how war introduces an element of randomness into life, shattering any illusion of control or security. Throughout the novel, Characters often reflect on the precariousness of their existence, wondering about the fairness of fate and the role it plays in the chaos surrounding them. Bulgakov also uses dreams and visions to explore the idea of fate. These surreal moments often provide insight into the character's subconscious fears and desires, while also suggesting that their personal struggles are part of a larger, more impersonal historical process. The novel's bleak portrayal of fate suggests that individuals, no matter how brave or honorable, are often powerless in the face of the larger forces of history. Family and loyalty amid chaos. Despite the novel's focus on war and societal collapse, the Turbin family remains a central pillar of stability in the narrative. Family loyalty and bonds are emphasized as a source of comfort and strength amid the chaos of the world outside. The siblings' deep affection for one another and their mutual support provide a sharp contrast to the disintegration of social and political institutions around them. Elena, in particular, symbolizes the home and the hope for continuity, even as everything else is falling apart. The family's collective effort to care for Alexei when he is wounded highlights their loyalty and the enduring nature of familial ties. In many ways, the Turbin's household becomes a microcosm of stability, standing in opposition to the chaos of the streets where loyalties shift and alliances crumble. Historical and cultural identity. The novel also grapples with questions of Russian identity and the cultural conflict between the old Russian Empire and the new revolutionary forces. Kiev, a culturally diverse city with deep Russian, Ukrainian, and European influences, serves as a backdrop for these tensions. The city becomes a symbolic battleground for competing visions of what Russia and the former Russian Empire should become. For Bulgakov, who was born in Kiev and had first-hand experience of the Civil War, the novel reflects his own conflicted feelings about the events of the revolution and the fate of Russia. The novel does not take a clear political stance, but it does express a deep sadness over the violence and division that tore the country apart. Through the Turbin family and their experiences, Bulgakov explores the theme of cultural and historical identity, questioning what it means to be Russian in a world that is rapidly changing and what place the old values have in a revolutionary era. Conclusion. The White Guard is both a historical and deeply personal novel that offers a poignant meditation on war, identity, and the human condition. Through the lives of the Turbin family, Bulgakov explores the emotional and psychological toll of war, focusing not on grand historical events, but on the intimate experiences of individuals caught in the maelstrom of history. The novel reflects Bulgakov's own disillusionment with the Russian Civil War and the loss of the world he had known. The White Guard stands out not only for its vivid portrayal of historical events, but also for its profound exploration of personal and cultural upheaval. Bulgakov's nuanced depiction of the Civil War era highlights the stark contrast between idealism and reality, the past and the future. The novel's rich characterization, particularly the portrayal of the Turbin family, reveals the emotional depth of individuals caught in the crossfire of political change. The poignant representation of the Turbin's struggle with loss, identity, and the shifting landscape of their world underscores the broader theme of human resilience. Despite the catastrophic collapse of their societal and political structures, the family's unwavering bond and personal integrity offer a counterpoint to the surrounding chaos. This juxtaposition of personal loyalty against the backdrop of historical upheaval reinforces the idea that even in the darkest times, human connections and values can provide a source of solace and meaning. Bulgakov's use of surreal elements and symbolism enhances the novel's emotional impact, transforming the narrative into a meditation on fate, the absurdity of war, and the fragility of human existence. The blend of realism and the surreal captures the disorienting experience of living through a period of profound change, making the novel a powerful reflection on the nature of historical events and their effects on individual lives. In the end, The White Guard is a testament to Bulgakov's skill as a writer and his ability to convey the complexities of human experience amidst historical turmoil. The novel's exploration of loyalty, love, and the search for meaning in a rapidly changing world resonates with readers, offering both a historical snapshot and a timeless commentary on the human condition. As such, The White Guard remains an important and enduring work, reflecting the broader struggles of its time, while also offering insights into the universal themes of conflict, identity, and the quest for stability in the face of relentless change. At its heart, The White Guard is a story about the collapse of one world and the uncertain birth of another. The Turbin's personal tragedy mirrors the larger historical tragedy of the Russian Empire's collapse, with all its attendant loss, confusion, and uncertainty. Yet, even in the face of this devastation, the novel retains a deep humanity, with the family's love and loyalty serving as a beacon of hope amid the surrounding chaos. Bulgakov's powerful portrayal of war, fate, and the fragility of life resonates with universal themes that make The White Guard not only a historical document, but also a timeless exploration of human resilience and vulnerability in the face of overwhelming change. Created for Squeeze That Book channel. Please subscribe to follow new videos and leave a comment with your thoughts about the book.